So Amazon education platform is a big deal because a lot of Amazon sellers, and this is what made you successful, right? AMZ formula. So we're going to discuss AMZ formula. Tell us what AMZ formula is about.
Yeah, so the formula, it was absolutely developed when I was starting out and I was trying to figure this out because I didn't have any guidelines or programs to follow. So through trial and error, I developed this simple step program or system, which is where you find a niche that offers a decent amount of products that you can build a catalog around. Then you can actually develop the brand, create the listing, launch the product, but launch the product to the point where you can mitigate risk by ordering just the right amount to the point where you don't have too much inventory or too little inventory. And then we go ahead and launch the product very aggressively, get that market data so we can see, is this product a winner or not? And then from there, we reorder and we scale. So very simple process and one that's proven very effective for myself.
So what I'm hearing is first finding the right place. You know, I call this setting yourself up for success, right? So if you are heading into a crowded space, you can probably still go in there, but with some kind of a differentiator. So finding and figuring out what is the right product. And then the next thing is your launch, of course. So once you launch, then it's everything is now up for grabs. But that launch has to be done the right way because you only get to do it once, right? So it's first impressions. Absolutely. You only get one, and then scaling. So after the launch, what is involved in scale? So that's four. But I remember you mentioning there is the last piece, which is the critical piece, right? It's the exiting.
Correct, the exiting. Yep.
So tell us about that part very briefly.
Yeah, so once we get into a niche, a category, we get our first product that's up and running, then it opens the playing field to launch 3 to 5 products. So the goal is to have 4 to 5 products at a $30 price point, selling at least 25 units per day. That's $1 million business. So the goal is within 36 to 72 months, being able to potentially exit this business or merge this business for a large payday. So, and that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I was starting out. You know, I grew my brands to several million a year, but I didn't understand EBITDA and how to exit and what mergers and acquisitions were. So now, you know, part of the formula, if you look at a scientist who's creating formula, they're testing and testing and testing until they refine it and perfect it. Now the actual formula is to build it, develop it, scale it through vertical and horizontal integration, then hopefully sell it or merge it with another brand for 7, 8, or even 9 figures.
Yeah. I mean, you are so right. I mean, this exiting is critical because what I always say is, you know, a long time ago, I think it was a movie I was watching, and there was a line in this movie. It was mainly about business, and the line was this guy asked this guy, how much is this thing? What's this going to cost if I want this? And he says, well, this is not for sale. And he goes, my friend, everything is for sale for the right price. So, right. So when you're building a business, do not deceive yourself thinking, oh, I'm going to leave this behind for my kids. And first of all, your kids may not be interested. So you don't know. There's no guarantee. But it's about the exit. It's about cashing in. And what is valuable today, tomorrow may not be valuable. So, I mean, we've seen that with the whole aggregator space. What happened post-COVID, everything was great. In 2023, it's no longer. Now it's a different challenge. So you definitely, frankly, if you ask me, finding a product, launching it, and then scaling it, and then having a business that's generating whatever is really half done, unless it's set up for exiting, right? So this is very important. Okay, so for my listeners, I'm going to set up this conversation, and you don't want to miss a single minute of this because you're going to learn a lot about what works, because here is a man that's done this and he actually educates people about this. So this is not like some ideas coming out. So we're going to learn about how to find a niche where you differentiate yourself in a way that will make you money. It's very important. You can differentiate, but doesn't make money. It's not enough. The second thing is planning your launch and then scaling it, and then finally exiting.